And we are ready to get into the thick of things. So, that being said, it's going to be best of 5, I believe, still. Actually, I probably should double check if it's best of 5 for lower bracket, just to be safe. But I'm going to imagine that it is. In the top left, we have the blue Terran player representing Team Elevate SC2. He is MaSa, just defeated by Pilly. That was the last match we had here on this stream. And the red Zerg player in the bottom right from Team Flipside Tactics, Jonsnow. Who did Jonsnow lose to? I didn't actually look at all the first round results, but I believe it could have been Puck, Huck, or Hydra, maybe. Maybe Neeb. I don't know. But Moss is going Reapers. Oh, wow. I was like, oh, this looks pretty normal. This looks standard. This looks pretty great, guys. But, okay. MaSa is opening up with 2 racks Reaper. And he could add a 3rd racks. And he could get another gas if he really wanted to. I love casting cheesy games because you never know what's going to happen. This isn't quite cheese yet. It's not cheese yet. It is an aggressive opening, but I actually really enjoy the fact that in StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, opening up like 2 racks Reaper is like a transitional build. Like 2 racks Reaper, as much damage as it can do, it's all about the follow-up. Like how fast you want to get your natural, if you want to go up to 3 racks before you expand, if you want to go expand, then more racks. A lot of players will do up to, 4 or 5 Reapers, then they'll build a natural, then they'll build 3 more barracks and go for 5 racks Marine push. There's a lot of different ways that you can transition out of this, so I'm interested to see what happens there. But so far, MaSa just going to show up. Gets some grenade damage on the Lings. Those drones are making their way over to the natural to begin the mining process. Now, does Jonsnow know about the 2 racks? No. So he's not 100% aware of this yet. He did build a good amount of Lings, though. 6 to be precise, which is relatively standard when you're trying to defend against this sort of play. But now we got 2 Reapers here. And once it gets up to 3, that's when things get really dicey, right? Because those Reapers, they regenerate their health. So the Queens... yeah, Zerg units regenerate health, but it's nowhere near as fast as this. And you can already see the poking that's going on with these Queens, basically just an endless amount of harass taking place, really trying to get up in their face. And they are. I mean, if you don't lose a Reaper, this is great. Oh, don't lose a Reaper. Okay. Whew. You really don't want to lose a Reaper. He only wanted to go up to 3. So this is interesting. Most of the time, he's already getting stim in a reactor. Most of the time, this is like 5 Reapers and then you transition, but I don't know. It's an interesting thing to keep in mind, at least. I don't know. These Zerglings are gonna make their way back across the map, looking for an opportunity to counterattack. There's a lot of Lings. It's a lot of Zerglings. Actually, MaSa doesn't really have anything to defend against this with. These Reapers come out. They're actually just buying time. He's like, please, God, come kill my Reapers. Don't go to my base. Don't go! Murph, don't go! Oh no, he went there. So these Marines are gonna die in the natural expansion. I mean, these 2 Marines on the high ground are really nice, but Bunker's gonna get knocked down. You can force a lift off of this natural, most likely, I think. At the very least, kill a lot of SCVs. These Marines need to make sure they don't get surrounded, and Jonsnow does pick off quite a few of them. And you know, the SCV kills are really nice too. 4 workers picked off. Worker count is favoring Zerg. Mule's gonna get called down now to help compensate for that, but you have to be so careful in these stages, right? Stim is almost done. There's a good number of Marines on the way out. 3rd barracks is about to finish. The Marine count being dwindled was really a big deal, though. 7 Marines died. And just remember, those guys are going to be so much more powerful in the next minute or 2 of this game once Stim is done. But, oh well. I'm surprised the Zerglings actually can't just run up the cliffs, considering that we are scaling a giant wall of ice in the north with a man named Jonsnow. You'd think his Zerglings would know how to properly climb those walls. Anyway, That's enough from me. Lair is finishing. Carapace is starting. So it's a transition into Roach Ravager then. I can see this working. Mostly against the Marines if the E-Bays are too late. And they are... I mean, the Engineering Bays are on the way as +1 Carapace is approaching halfway done for Jonsnow. And he gets a second Evolution Chamber. We have Roaches on the way out. Roach speed is coming too. Third Command Center is about to land. So that could be the play to be made. It's just a big Roach Ravager shove while there's an upgrade advantage. Now we do have a double drop moving out onto the map. It's 12 Marines looking for some damage. Now we've seen already a little bit of Zerg play here, and to be frank with you, No Regret had a hard time spreading creep. Jonsnow is getting a nice little bit of workout here. This Zergling finds the third base. It's like, okay, well, another target for me to possibly harass as these medevacs unload. Combat shield's on the way. And 1-1 has just started now for our Terran player. So steps up, snipes the queen, and backs off. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And just going to pull back even a little bit more now that Zergling gets mopped up. So really what we're looking to see now is the drop harass be a big factor. Because Jonsnow is going for Roach Ravager, because Jonsnow is playing around with this style that doesn't have very good anti-air capabilities, MaSa should be free to drop it like it's hot. You know, he's going to become the new MC of StarCraft in this game if he can continue to keep the pressure up. Another medevac goes out to the east side. Rocks are being broken down to help prevent siege play. Marines are going to stroll in from the side, getting a few drones, and then jumping over into the main base. This is what I was talking about, that drop play. But Jonsnow, his army is scaling very quickly with his economy. Overseer does get popped. Overlord's coming through, trying to get that queen, but no dice. And most of this army is still in very high health. Vile not able to get those medevacs. Now we do have the medevac coming inside of the natural expansion, but the roaches are already here to grab it. So Jonsnow has a monstrous force. He has so many roaches and ravagers now. 24 roaches, 4 ravagers, but you can always turn those ravagers into roaches into ravagers pretty much instantly. The build time is like 10 seconds or something. It's really sick. Medevac gets pushed back. They're dropping the natural, doing a good job, but only 5 drones killed so far. Jonsnow, he is still just cranking out an unholy number of roaches and ravagers. This point right here is very important though, because breaking these rocks allows you to kind of take this flankish route straight to your opponent's natural or third. You don't want to attack here. This is, you're putting yourself in a choke point. It's like, hey man, let's attack through the smallest point possible so that we can get shreked by the AoE, or excuse me, the splash damage of tanks. Tanks don't do AoE. But Ravagers do AoE, and they are going to be hard to deal with. That scan from MaSa at the very last second, he sees those forces moving. I'm pretty sure he saw some of them rallying out. So this drop goes in the bottom. We have a double medevac push through the main, in the middle of the map. And here we go, Jonsnow. He wants to push in. There's a lot of roaches and ravagers here with this army. Medevac's going to pull back here too. The siege tanks are such an important piece of this, and they are going down. The siege tanks are dying. One of them barely gets saved in the back, but there's so many roaches and ravagers here. Like, this is disgusting. 2 tanks doing all of the heavy lifting. We can see the ravagers and roaches have taken a bit of a beating. You can regenerate the health on the roaches by turning them into ravagers. The reinforcements are getting caught here by these marines, so delaying the roach ravager train, as it were, is also really, really important. And +2 starts up for Jonsnow, so solid hold there from MaSa. He took some damage, but frankly, he kept enough of his siege tanks alive that it was all that really mattered. He had the tank that popped during the fight, and then he had 1 tank that he was able to save from the beginning of that game, which is mostly what you need. So 3-base Zerg versus 3-base Terran. It's a really good spot for the Terran to be in. Like, if a Zerg player is expanding at the same rate that you are, you're a happy boy. You just got like the rare golden Pepe in your Happy Meal. That's how happy you are. It's a great feeling. This medevac is getting shoved away, but you know, this next double drop right here, no vision of it. Jonsnow, he doesn't know. He is not aware. He is acutely aware of 0 things. He's going to try to cancel this base. It's getting so low. He does manage to stop it and just loads up into the medevacs and boosts away. That medevac on the right side did lose its precious cargo. Those 3 Marines died. Horrible, painful deaths. And now we have pathogen glands on the way. So infestors are going to be the next step. Jonsnow is going to be looking for a sweet moolah cash money fungal growth. He wants a fungal growth of the century where he can use it to lock down the bio and then drop corrosive bile on it. So bile the bile. That's what you want to do. Bile the bile. And at the same time, push these drops back. So this drop is trying to speed its way in as the whole army got pulled to the left side. Maybe a queen kill here, trying to kill the medevac, trying to kill the Marines. Fungal will land, but only 1 fungal shouldn't be enough to stop this. Oh, second fungal, okay. The rest of the infestors have arrived, so that drop gets shut down. But then there's the big army on the left side. So many siege tanks coming in here. Corrosive bile doesn't get thrown. It actually hits a large portion of this Terran army. And this is just such a crucial moment. We have a lot of forces here. The fungal growths are going to land on the bio. Lock down the tanks. Lock down the medevacs. Lock down the tanks. And you can destroy this force. Jonsnow. The tank's the most crucial part. The linchpin that holds it all together. Really, really nice. The infestors are so crucial here, but most of them did die in that fight. Total units lost. Yeah, 4 infestors died. 4 queens. 83 Marines. Nice. Barely any workers have died this game, though. And MaSa. Another drop through the center. Picks off a roach at the watchtower. He's going to go for the next watchtower. Let's see. 3/3 upgrades are on the way. +1 melee. So I guess thinking about Ultralisks, perhaps. If he ever gets to Hive. This bio is going to come out here and fight the Ravagers. Medevac's almost dying. Some of them are quite low. That Ravager actually ate some of its own bile. It's kind of disgusting if you think about it. Oh! You need the fungal. You need the fungal to drop to stop these drops. Oh my god, this could be... Do it! Yes! Great, great fungal growth and corrosive bile combination there. This drop in the middle is still being annoying. Planetary Fortress holds off a roach attack. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. There are more fungal growths available. But Jonsnow is now making his way towards a hive. Very important. Ooh, nice fungal. That medevac goes down. So this base is something that Jonsnow really wants to be able to take right now. It's important to keep in mind that the main army could move out at any moment. Like, Jonsnow's biggest fear here is like, look, there's the scan. He knows where this whole army is. Like, this one you take 2 medevacs, just throw them down the center of the map again. Keep forcing Jonsnow to run back and instead of sitting here and taking these trades that honestly aren't going all that favorably for him. Like, those are the things that are really starting to make me nervous, boys. But I guess if you've got what you need, use it, right? Hive is done. Spire's on the way. Is he gonna go to Broodlords? I don't know how I feel about that. Well, this army is kind of already ready to deal with Ultralisks, I guess. This could be a really big fight here. Where are the infestors? Wait, they're not with this army. Bring them over, bring them over. 1 or 2 fungals could be game winning here. If he could just get a fungal on top of the medevacs while they're holding the tanks, or those liberators, or just the bio in general, that could be really big. Here we go. Fungal growths are going to come out hitting the liberators. Some of them quite low, but not enough to kill them. And now the army continues to chase some wasted fungal growths here. Corrosive bile's not really accomplishing a lot. 3 hit point Ravager run. Now MaSa's like, look, dude, I got my freedom zone set up. You ain't coming anywhere near me, buddy. And there we go. A little force sent out at the same time. Counterattack. Some Ling's gonna get into the mineral line of the 3rd base. I really like this. Keep the pressure up as MaSa secures that 5th expansion. So you have Adrenal Glands on the way, Chitinous Plating, +2 melee, Greater Spire, and we have Corruptors on the map. Oh, Infestors! Oh, one of them just died with like over 100 energy. Not good, not good. Same time, a lone hero tank Sergeant Hammer has a run. Nope. Nope, never mind. Rip. So MaSa. He's trying to slowly encroach on this base. But his army's not getting that much better. He needs to get more Liberators. He needs more Starports. He needs to get a Fusion Core. And frankly, I'm going to be pretty worried for him if this game drags out too much longer, because he's going to be fighting against Broodlords and Ultras without that much of a backbone. There are the Ultras. Chitinous is done. +3 almost done. Ah! Slaughtering them. Does kill that Ultra, though. +3 armor wasn't ready yet. That is a huge... Every single upgrade when you're fighting with Ultras. It's not 7 armor Ultras that are the issue with StarCraft. It's 8 armor Ultras, so... Very important to be aware of that. That key difference here. So there's the army spread out. Fungal's gonna hit some of the bio. But now the Broodlords are on the way. And the Broodlords are... They're the scariest part of this army, bar none. Like, they are gonna be the part that there's no answer to. Because there's no Air Force. This base gets picked off, though. This base gets picked off. So MaSa with the economy versus Jonsnow with the tech. Jonsnow's income is actually gone. He has no more money. Jonsnow's broke. Yep. Yep. His income has fallen off really hard. These Lings gonna come here and try to deal with this bio, but it's the Broodlords that really need to be the playmakers in this game. Anyone here else notice Broodling AI is just insane? But Jonsnow, this is a slow army. Like, if he wants to attack across the map with this, oh, he's really going to be vulnerable. We did get another starport, by the way, now for MaSa. Yep, he's got a second starport, so he can build a lot of Vikings if he needs to. All right, he can build 3 at a time. Not great, but it's something. And what's he going to do with the Broodlords? The slower he goes, the more Vikings that MaSa builds. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, main, natural, third, pretty much mined out for both players, by the way. So the biggest thing that's going to happen in this game is this fight right now. Like, this is so important, being able to take down this army. The Broodlords, one of them gets picked off by Marines. Second one gets picked off by Marines. Third one is taking a lot of damage, and a fourth. The Corruptors are going to step forward, too. There's the backbone underneath, cleaning out those Roaches and Ravagers so that the Marines can continue to move forward. Even with the friendly fire from the Broodlings, MaSa is hanging tough. The Vikings are doing everything that they can to get rid of that Air Force. The Corruptors are mostly gone. That's the last piece of the puzzle before those Vikings can rain hell onto those Broodlords and open this game up again. Now, the siege tanks are hitting a lot of the Ravagers as well. The supply has dropped off so hard for both players. And the Broodlords are still standing. Infested Terrans are going to try to get the Viking. They do, but there's still one left. 3 Broodlords versus 1 Viking. A dream. Wait, the Infested Terrans are still alive. They get it. There's one more. Focus fire. The Broodlords are almost dead. No, don't shoot the Marauder. Oh, they're going to time out. Oh, they get it! Just in time! But the Marines get another one, and then there's another Viking. So, well, he didn't suddenly forget how to build Vikings. I'll give him that. Nice fungal growth, though, onto this bio, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. With the Planetary Fortress that has building armor? Nah, man. Use a Busta if you think you're getting through that. Well, now Jonsnow is actually just broke. Like, Jonsnow's actually dead. I don't know what he's supposed to do here. He's going to try to expand again, but the drops are never going to stop. MaSa's going to pop it like it's hot. Pop and lock it. Reload and unlock it. I don't know what it means, but it's something hip. And it's what's happening to Jonsnow right now. MaSa is in a dominating position. He's got the starports. Where's the second one? I'd like to see a tech lab. I would still think Liberator range is a must, but in this game, it's too scrappy for that, so Kind of makes sense. I forgive him here. I can forgive him in this instance. Like, it's just been a scrappy game. Lings are going to clean up these Marines. Overlord's going to poop on this base so that you can't take it. And, yep, there we go. It's a dirty old mess. The Bio is going to try to get one of the Infestors, but the Ultralisk is actually enough to hold on there. MaSa having a little bit of difficulty, it seems, actually getting himself together here. Loads up. Going to try to run away from that Corruptor. He's had access to a lot more resources than Jonsnow has in this game. Like, Jonsnow did not have the opportunity to mine this space out as fast as he would have wanted to. Jonsnow never got a 5th base. Now he's got it again. This is everything. Actually really needs to take this Ling counterattack one more time. There's not really anything here to kill. I guess supply depots. But use the Liberators. Inch your way forward. And then get flanked. Alright, Jonsnow's going to come in from the south side. Sick Fungal! Oh, he gets the Vikings, but there's no... there's no Ravagers to actually corrosive bile anything. So this base is still locked down. There's not enough here for Jonsnow to deal with MaSa's army. And I'm just receiving confirmation that Puck has apparently beaten Hydra 3-2. Puck's a literal god. Well memed. They see me droning. They hating. You think this is like the drone centipede? Actually, I don't want to think about that. Never mind. Liberator. I don't know what this guy's doing. This girl. This lady. My lady. My liberator. My freedom. Do they know about this? This illegal long-distance mining operation that Jonsnow is doing? Are they aware of the legal ramifications? And freedom. Ah, Spore Crawler. Rip. So, MaSa's army is about to be parked next to the last base that Jonsnow is attempting to mine from. Yeah, I think he should be dead, but Ultralisks always have a way of surprising me. There's not that many Liberators. There's one Liberator. He scans, he sees this, he's like, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. He's trying to squeeze out some Ravagers. He's just gonna go for it. Alright, Lings are coming in through the left side, but great siege tank fire just pummeling away. The Ultras are soaking, but it's not gonna be enough. This army for Jonsnow is not gonna be able to bring it back. GG is called, and MaSa will take game number 1. That was a little bit painful. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, got the lobby invite to the next game. The sad CC just flies away. Yes, it does. All right. We are loaded into the next game. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom left position, we have the red Zerg player, currently down 0-1 in this best of 5. He is Jonsnow. And in the top right position of Dust Towers, we have the blue Terran player. From Team Elevate SC2, he is MaSa. Boy, oh boy, sure is fun. Doing some nice solo casting. Just kind of chilling here with you guys tonight. It's been good. It's been real. It's been fresh. It's been hip-hopping. Hopefully you guys have been having a good time too. It's been good. I've been enjoying myself, at the very least. So, Anyway, on this map, we kind of see games like the one we just had, except maybe less scrappy, right? I definitely think the map had to play a little bit into that. There's just so many wide open areas. There's so many areas where you have to fight against your opponent to defend a base, but you don't really have to do that on this map. This map's like, okay, there'll be a push on your fourth, but that's pretty much it. That's like pretty much the thing you're going to be worried about. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's a Reaper opening. Oh, I love this wall off. You can actually just like block this spot here. It's pretty dope. So you can build a reactor here, and this way, even though like people talk about how like spawn advantages for certain races, like Terran is disadvantaged in this spawn because you have to build your add-on to wall off here. Or you can do this. This is still worse than a normal wall, by the way, because you can break through by killing the add-on here, by killing one of these two depots, or if you Baneling bust, you can kill both depots. But basically, it's like your reactor here, and this allows you to rally out of your base while walled off, which you can normally only do if you're in this spawn and you have a depot, factory, or barracks, or whatever. No, it actually would just be a factory or barracks. Starport can't. Starport has no ground rally. So this Reaper comes in, do a little bit of work on these Zerglings. Yep, those are Lings. Third command center, MaSa, you greedy mother. All right, he's a greedy boy. That's okay. That's okay. There are many times in my life where I have wanted things that I probably shouldn't have, that I probably don't deserve. But this Reaper, he's pretty much just like you and me, right, guys? He's not a bad guy. He just wants things that he shouldn't be able to get. And by that I mean MaSa, because he's the one that's playing greedy. His Reaper is not playing the game for him. That'd be really weird. That'd be really weird. Been a long week. Been a long 6 months, actually. So much StarCraft, my brain is pretty much just fried from it now. This Marine will finally... No, never mind. This Marine is experiencing the dream right now, where you desperately hope you can kill that Overlord, but you know you never will. You still go and shoot at it until it's gone at a range, because you want to get it as low as possible. But unfortunately, you're not able to do that. And someone actually brought it up in the Twitch chat. Jonsnow is, in fact, one of the players that have been competing in the TESPA Collegiate Series that Roddy and I have been casting over the last, like, 2 months or so. It's been really real. I think the grand finals for that are soon as well. We have the playoffs this week. Probably be casting Jonsnow now that I think about it, considering that obviously he's very, very good. Him and his partner, I think, Joe Obama. So if you guys didn't know, Jonsnow is actually BFFs with Obama. Jonsnow actually plays StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void Archon mode in a collegiate tournament with Barack Obama. That's awesome. It's actually incredible to think about it, really. I didn't even know Barack Obama was a member of that university. I don't remember what school Jonsnow goes to. So, double Evo Chamber, Roach Horn. It's going to be Roach Ravager again. I'm imagining a 1-1. A lot of Roaches, a lot of Ravagers, a lot of Corrosive Biles, a lot of attacks, a lot of aggression. And that is pretty standard for this player, I guess. I feel like I've seen Jonsnow do this a lot. We didn't get any of this out of no regret. On Core Hall Carnage knockout, he kind of busted it out a little bit, but not a lot. So 1-1, yeah, okay, it is gonna be Roach Ravager. Sometimes like you see like these openers in like a weird defensive way, but other times it's more about launch setting yourself up. Like, guys, I mean, normally I just like do like the full caster thing, but if we're gonna be real here, both of these players have opened up extremely passively. 3 CC, 3 hatch into lair. Like, okay, now the action's gonna start. Here we go. This is gonna be a double drop, and Stim is done. 1-1 is almost done for both players, so not really going to be super impactful for this fight. How many roaches are there, though? There's 11. Okay, that should be enough to stop this. We've got like 14 or so Marines here. They are all going to die. Try to get a queen. Queen gets transfused. Adios, amigo. Vámonos. So, the roach count. It's getting high up there. There's a 1-1 roach push. Into infestation pit. Wow, Jonsnow is actually just playing the most passive style possible. These guys seem pretty evenly matched based on the last games. That doesn't really surprise me. Those little heal beams. So I guess it's a hive rush then out of the Zerg. Like I said, most passive game. Drop's going to hit in the main base now. The roaches are going to try to defend against this drop in the top left, which is really distracting Jonsnow now. Queen does get picked off, taking some shots at these roaches, but mostly looking for drone kills at the moment. As the Spore Crawler just pushed that back. Woo! And the medevac backs off, so all is well. That ends well. So, fourth base blocked by creep. Is MaSa going for a fourth base anytime soon? Doesn't look like it just yet. He's getting set up on a lot of racks. But in all honesty, what we're really seeing right now is a setup that's going to allow for a much faster evolution into the Roach Ravager Infestor style that we saw last game. And I think if Jonsnow plays his cards right, which he seems to be doing so far, he hasn't really taken catastrophic damage from the harass, only 6 workers lost. He should be able to build up the army that he needs to take it to the hole very soon. So we'll see. One drop is still being annoying in this bottom left base, but the roaches are going over there. The Crosibiles deal with this drop. So I guess Jonsnow wants to kill MaSa when he goes for a fourth, but MaSa just, I'm not sure. He's just being very, very passive. Like, no big push out at all. A little bit of this drop harass, but... Ah! The fungal! Gets both medevacs and the Marines inside. Kind of worried for MaSa this game. His Marines and Marauders also appear to be bullying each other over where they're allowed to sit. Some Hell Batterinos coming out too. I mean, there's enough tanks here to deal a lot of damage to this. This is just super passive. He's just going to crawl out and take a fourth? No, he's going to push. All right, MaSa's going to attack. This is going to be scary because the Infestors are, without a doubt, more than enough to really, really handle this. If 1 or 2 fungals land. Like, you get a fungal on the medevacs, these 7 medevacs with the tanks inside of them, you are dead. Someone also asked, yeah, Taylor Swift is also a Grandmaster player. Taylor Swift and Barack Obama play StarCraft. But tank's going to be dropped on the low ground. Trying to step forward. 1 fungal goes off. Not that great. Another fungal doesn't really hit too much either. The Corrosibiles are moving down on this bio army. But for the most part, MaSa's actually pushing through this. Like, he's got enough to make it work. His tanks are all still alive, and he is laying waste to this army. Jonsnow, does he even have any larvae? No, he's out of larvae. He can't build anything else, even though he's got a huge bank. He has no larvae. Oh, the energy on the queens. No, 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 no. He's got all the money in the world. But if you don't have a debit card, you can't take it out of your bank. I'm not sure if that was the right analogy, but I think it still fits. The Infestors are dying. And Jonsnow. Oh, no. Wow. This is brutal. He had more than enough money to remax and try to push this back. Yeah. I also ran into Matt Damon on Battle.net too. I played Katy Perry. She's Grandmaster with Protoss. It's actually kind of weird. Katy Perry and Taylor Swift both play Protoss. Brad Pitt's a Terran though. So, he did manage to squeeze out Ultralisks, but Chitinous isn't ready yet. So, I don't know what the plan here is, because there's already a lot of Marauders. There's 24 Marauders on the map now. Couple takes. I want to see Liberators. MaSa doesn't subscribe to Nathanius' philosophy of more Liberators equals less problems. But Jonsnow's going to have a really hard time remaxing now. He's going to build this army, and that should basically be all he gets. So what he needs to win this game is a, I don't know, god tier fungal growth into corrosive bile, surround, slam, dunk, space jam, ultralisk play. Maybe with corrosive bile mixed in. And this high ground siege. That's painful. Big drop in the main base, too. Looking for a fungo. Fungo. Okay. This gets completely cleaned up, but so does the fourth base. And now MaSa's like, beep, bop, bop, pedal, bum. I'm going to kill your other fourth base. It's like, you're stuck. There's nowhere to run, Zerg scum. Only 2-2, by the way, versus 3, almost 3-3. Plus 3 attacks, still really nice. That tank continues to shell away. Boom! Lings finally get it. Fungal hits a good portion of that bio. Now Liberators are starting to be built. But if you're Jonsnow, it's like, what do you do? Your main, mined out. Natural, mined out. Third base, meh, pretty close to being mined out. If you're MaSa, you're like, I got all the money in the world. Now, gonna kite out on the map. Off creep against Ultras. Ultras are hard to kill, but with this much bio, I don't think it's a problem. He actually has so much. Like, Ultras are still, like, ridiculously powerful. You know, I gave credit to saying Liberators are OP as a Terran. I will also give credit to still be biased and say Ultralisks are insane. So, it's hard to finish the game if you're MaSa, because your opponent has Ultralisks and Infestors and Ravagers. But all he really needs to do is just choke Jonsnow out, you know? Just choke him out. No need to go for the knockout. Just go get him to tap out. Get him in a chokehold, make him tap out. Win the game that way. And now this army's gonna come in. One fungal lands. Some medevacs might die. Nice, nice. And here we can see the power of the Ultralisk as they continue to move in. You can't get fungal like brutal, savage, wrecked. Kiting off creep is fun. But this army, it ain't done. Oh, God, the Marines all died. Oh, wait, look, a counterattack. Queen dead. Drone's dead. Infestor dead. Maybe another Infestor dead. Almost killed that one. 3 health. That Infestor would have been dead if Marauders hadn't had their attack split. This is another game of watching Jonsnow slowly die. He's bleeding out on the floor. No one wants to call 911 because then they have to, you know, file a report. But it's happening. This army's gonna roll up. He's like, alright, I gotta do something. And all MaSa's liberators say are, come on and slam. Because your army's about to get jammed real hard by these liberators. And everything, justice reigns from above, tasteless. Everything's dying to the liberators. Oh, GG! That game was pretty rough, man. Jonsnow just, I thought everything looked great, but then it all, the Fire Nation attack. No, it all fell apart when it all happened. It all went downhill when that big push came, and they were like, "Oh my God, we actually don't have any larvae." All right, we're loading into the next game right now, boys. Both of those games are just like, MaSa just like, it kind of goes back and forth. Then MaSa gets a huge lead, and then MaSa just can't kill him. Build 20 speed banshees, man. Do it. Go battle cruisers. No, battle cruisers would actually be one of the ways you could lose. All right, we're loaded into the next game. Woof. It's going to be on this map, Invader. I always thought this map was kind of funny. You think about it, right? Because Invader is just one of those maps where you don't think about certain things for some races. Like, for example, there's very little room to build your production and your tech in your main base without it bumping into each other, misplacing, and blocking your units from rallying out. Zerg's never cared about that because you build 4 or 5 hatcheries and that's all the production that you need in a game. Which is interesting to think about. So, I'm thinking, with these spawns though, it's a pretty direct path to your opponent. The third base is going to be exposed. The third base is going to be out there. It's going to be in an uncomfortable position. It's just going to be awkward. Like, this is going to be one of those maps where you have to really hunker down onto that 2-base play. Like a 2-base play, get in position, get damage done, and kick some ass. That's what you want to do on this map. Because if you're Terran, and you're like, yo, man, I'm just going to expand, build their command center here, well, then you have a bunker maybe here. But if they get past that with, like, banelings or something, then boom, 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 boom. Like, you have nothing here. So, a lot of Terrans have been building their walls here with a little bit of extra cleavage here. But that's been pretty much it. I haven't seen too many games on this map, personally. I don't like to play this map as Terran against Zerg, mostly because of how open the third base is. It's very difficult to defend, and obviously, it's really hard to SimCity. Like, this is just a difficult map to SimCity in. There's an updated version of this map made by the guy who created the original version, where he basically just extends this area so that you have more space to build production. But, it's unlikely that we're going to see the updated version of the map patched into ladder. I would love to see that, though. It just fixes a couple of things. Like, you have a little bit more space in your main, and then this is a little bit wider so that you can actually not choke point yourself going to your own third base. But, oh well. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm all for some adjustments to some of the current maps in the pool. But Jonsnow, natural done. Speed's on the way. Nothing really unorthodox here. 2 Marines kill an Overlord. and now some Lings are coming to kill those 2 Marines. And 2 more Marines show up, so great hold here by MaSa, actually not losing all of his Marines to those Lings. Trade 1 Marine for an Overlord and 4 or 5 Lings. I think that's pretty good. I think that's really, really good. And Nick Saban in chat, I know. Kappa Pride. Starport is on the way. Hellions are on the way. I'd love to see like a Hellion Marine timing, maybe a Hellbat timing. Like you've got a direct path to your opponent because they've gotten the vertical spawn positions. So yeah, we'll see how exactly they try to bring this to equilibrium amongst them. 3rd base now for Jonsnow, Roach Warren, all very normal, very standard. Medevac, Tech Lab, Pride to start up Stim. And where's the armory? Do it! Do it now! Stim's about to start, I'm imagining. So no armory. Maybe just a Marine drop with a Hellion run by. That could be what MaSa wants to do. Yeah, if there's no armory, it's going to be a Marine drop with Hellion run by. I mean, he could run the Hellions by now. He doesn't know it, but there's nothing that could actually protect him. If he ran those Hellions by right now, it's literally open season. Get out your pitchforks, because the meat's going to be hot. It's funny to think, you know? Sometimes you're casting a game, you're playing a game, and you're like, how did 4GG like always do that when you're watching a stream? But then like casting a game, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, dude, there is nothing. Like now he's going to attack, but if he had just run these Hellions in before, like, I'm pretty sure he kills all those drones. Anyway, this attack is going to come up, but there's a lot more Roaches finishing, so I don't see MaSa getting any damage done here at all. Like, no, nada, zip, zero. Sayonara, au revoir, spokojnie noches. Now, Medevac is going to move to the main base with 4 Hellions, but there's the Roach, ready and waiting, with loving arms. And not really killing any drones. Great blocking by the drones, using a little bit of hold position tactics there as well. Ooh, Liberator follow-up. Did he kill any queens? Did any queens actually die? 1 queen, okay, okay. Hellions coming by, Hellions coming by. No Spore Crawlers, but, oh, there's Ravagers. Ravagers are really good against Liberators. If there's one thing I know that hates freedom, it's Ravagers. And there's 2 Crucibiles. Pew! Pew! Alright. Alright, killed 2 drones. Get out of there, dude. The Ravagers are going to come back. Oh, another drone. Pew! So nice. Okay, 3 drones is really nice then. I'm not so upset about that. Where is MaSa going from here? Stim is done. More barracks being built in his natural. 3rd base. Double bunker. He's getting ready for a counterattack. But there's no lair, which means no road speed, which means really hard to counterattack. I think he just killed another queen. Nice. So this is Jonsnow saying, I'm down 2-0 in this best of 5. I gotta go. I gotta do something. Now, like, I've got to make a play. This is it. This is where I make my stand. This is where they die. And he will kill some supply depots, which will supply block MaSa. MaSa needs more depots. Does he even have enough Marines to stop this, though? The corrosive biles come down on the bunker. Repair! No! All right. Well, MaSa's dead. I don't see any way he holds on to this. This is going to be really, really hard. Siege tanks taking a beating. Medevacs are trying. SCV's coming off the line. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold the phone. That Medevac micro might just be what he needed. It's what the doctor ordered, senpai. Oh, my God. He actually is going to hold this. And he's got Stim and Medevacs. GG. MaSa wins 3-0, and Nathanius proves once again he literally has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to anything.